too bad, thank you. How are you? I'm gonna go to the gym. So that's my plan. Gonna get a workout in. Yeah. It's not been as cold lately, but weather's been a bit unsettled though, so it was raining a bit earlier actually, but just very unpredictable this time of year. Yeah. Everybody okay? Hi, Ferdy, how you doing? Yeah, just been kind of not coming live as much because it just does get it. You know, it's just, I don't know. There always just seems like some kind of argument or something, you know? You always have people coming at you like with, you know, kind of, I don't know, it just gets a bit much. People who's never happy, are they, you know? You always end up, I don't know, but whatever, you know? So that's just not really pay much attention to that, but yeah, I ended up getting into some argument yesterday on live. I just kind of ended up thinking, screw it, I'm going to get off, because I ain't got time to argue about stuff, really. I was going on a rant and then people were trying to like argue with me. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to like come off. I can't be bothered. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time, you know. It just stresses me out, so I'm like, yeah, okay, it's time that I get off. You know what I mean? You just have to realise when it's time to just go. If it feels hostile, then yeah, it's probably best to just kind of, yeah, I'm trying to just focus on videos really, but unfortunately they're just not getting a lot of views. Compared to the amount of subs that I've got, they should be getting a lot more views, in my opinion, but that's the thing, is that subs don't always equate to viewers. Like, I've seen channels with like 100,000 subs and they get probably even less views than I get sometimes. It's crazy. Some say a good benchmark is about, you should realistically be getting at least 10% views to subscriber ratio on your videos. So if your videos are getting, say, if someone's got, for example, 10,000 subs, they should get at least 1,000 views per video on average, really. Otherwise, that means that there's a lot of just deadwood on the channel, a lot of just inactive subscribers. So those numbers don't really mean anything, basically, is what I'm saying, if they're not actually actively engaging on your channel. So, you know, it can get a bit draining because you're like, okay, well, where are all these people, you know? I don't know, I don't hardly get much. I mean, yeah. What's that? Yeah, I've heard about a friggin' migrant hotel in York or something, but I saw someone put a comment on my video and going on about, you know, how I'm, you know, kind of looking at it wrong or something, and something about Karl Marx or something, and something about colonialism, and like, I don't know. So it sounds like he's an actual like Marxist, but so if I've not actually looked at what Marx actually his theories on, I don't think there's any real like you know, sort of, isn't like none of these political sort of economic ideologies are perfect, are they? Let's face it. Everyone has its flaws, whether it's Marxism, whether it's capitalism, name it, you know, it's just it's all utopias, because there's always going to be someone to corrupt it, isn't there? You know, so there's always going to be somebody to, you know, kind of like corrupt things. So I just don't really, I don't know. It's hard to really have faith in any kind of system that, especially when the government controls it. Hang on. Damn those colonialists, they gave the undeveloped world water treatment, sewers, agriculture, power grids, paved roads, automobiles, and now they... Alright, yeah, sorry guys, can you all hear me? Hang on a sec. It's got what I just said about colonialism and all the race stuff and how it's all kind of divisive and like they're trying to turn blacks against whites now or something, saying that, you know, it's the oppressors and all that, and that we should be, you know, kind of red against white people. It's like we're just kind of back to square one again with, you know, I don't think this is what Martin Luther King would have wanted, right? So it's okay if you do it the other way around, if you're prejudiced against people. It's just like how some people think it's okay for women to like attack men because, oh well, men were historically more oppressive, whatever, but it's like, I don't give a fuck whether men were more historically oppressive to women, because we're living in 2026 where women have gotten more or less the same rights as men, and in some ways women actually have privileges in some ways. So yeah, so it's totally irrelevant to what is going on today. People always want to try and harp on about the past, which is just completely fallacious. It's not relevant to what is going on today. People are stuck in the past, they're like, oh, but we were oppressed before and now it's our time to do the same. It's like, well, fuck you, you know, you're just as bad then, aren't you? You know? It's almost like people think of this idea that two wrongs make a right or something. It's like, just because, you know, like certain group was oppressed in the past doesn't mean that you should then, you know, like, you know, kind of be prejudiced against that group of people now. It's totally wrong. But anyway, just get across. So basically, yeah, just we shouldn't be at this point in 2026 still, you know, kind of judging people based on their whatever background, whether it's race, whether it's whatever background, but, you know, like sex, whether it's a man or a woman, it's like, or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like we've got to treat everyone as an individual. Even if most of the people of a group are a certain way, you still shouldn't jump to conclusions right away. Give people a chance to prove who they are, not just kind of like, you know, just automatically assume things. I only hope is in prayer, yeah. Children was oppressed. Well, yeah, you know. Well, this is the thing, like, even quite recently, there was a lot of, you know, you could say child slavery even in the UK, right? But, you know, like, I've heard some horrible things about how they would put children in, like, chimneys and stuff, in very bad conditions. They would have them working in horrible jobs, you know, to try and, like, you know, sort of help the family, but they would be basically turn them into slaves and stuff. Things were pretty horrible, especially like back in like Victorian times and before then, you know, it was brutal. You had work houses and stuff, you know, they put like, you know, like people in them basically to be slaves. So all these people that, you know, going about how it was only ever blacks that got oppressed, it's like, well, you need to learn your fucking history, you know, because it just seems ignorant when you just kind of have a one-sided opinion on things. And hi, Albernac Mark, how you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome in here. We shouldn't have to apologise, we aren't colonisers, exactly. It's this idea of trying to apologise. I don't know why is it that people apologise on behalf of other people? I don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry that that person did that to you. I don't know, it's like, how can I be sorry for something else that someone else did? Because I am not responsible for anything that someone else does. It almost sounds like a programmed response that people will apologise for something that somebody else did. I don't understand. You could say I feel bad for you and all that, but why say I'm sorry for that? It doesn't make any sense. It's to say that you are responsible in some way for that. I don't know, it's weird to me, like, oh, I'm sorry that he or she did that to you. Like, what? What do you mean you're sorry for that? Like you're... How are you sorry that someone else did it? Unless you know, went along with it or whatever and just let them do it. But if you're someone that is not responsible for something, why are you apologising for it? I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing? Hope you're well. I just find some of the things... It's like when people say, like, no offence, but like they're saying no offence to try and kind of, you know, as a way to sort of say, oh, I don't mean any offence, but it's like, well, you know that you're going to say something offensive when you're saying no offence, but it kind of pisses me off when people say shit like that, because you know that what they're going to say is offensive. Why say that then? Just, you know what I mean? Well, offence is taken, not given, but I just find sometimes people are going to say something that they really shouldn't be saying, and like if they just have an opinion that maybe, I mean, like, I am going to put a video out about sugarcoating and stuff like that, but I think the thing is, right, there is some times where I do think that people probably should just keep it to themselves, like, unless it's constructive or something like that, then like you probably should just keep things to yourself. Like, there's just no need for it. Zimbabwe was once the bread basket of Africa with massive food exports. They then stole the land of the white farmers and killed many in the process. Process, then faced a famine. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, as I say, history is written by the winners and all that, and we can't really just know for sure, like, what the truth is, because, you know, we're just being told one side of things. So all we have is hearsay at this point. You know, it's like with the Bible, all these different texts and stuff. Unless we've been there, we've seen it, then how do we know for sure? You know what I mean? Just try and keep an open mind, because we don't know. All we have is testimonies of things. Certain things can get documented and then, like, we don't know for sure. Especially as you go further and further back in time. Right. The next thing will be offensive when you have to warn some. Yeah, exactly. So why bother then? If you know it's going to offend them, but then again, I did say there's a new video coming out later where I'm talking about not sugarcoating things and stuff, and how I don't really care if it's going to offend somebody. Like, but I think it's more in terms of like just, I think it's good to be brutally honest, but I think there is a line where, yeah, we have to be careful, like what we're saying. Is what we're saying going to be helpful? What is the intention behind it? Is the important thing. Is it coming from a good heart, or is it coming from a place of, you know, trying to like control things? Sometimes people want to say something to someone to try and control them and try and get them to conform to their ideals. Hello, Bob Brown. Who's them, Emily? Well, I was talking a bit about the illegal stuff on yesterday's video, but someone was saying in my comments that maybe I've got it wrong or something, that it's not. That's not what we should be focusing on, and it's something about colonialism or something, and that. So sometimes we need to just be still and quiet. Silence is golden. Yeah, I suppose like sometimes it's best. They say if you've got nothing good to say, don't say anything. And it comes down to like if what you're saying is actually helpful and something that, you know, it comes from a good place, then, and even if it is brutal honesty, it's like, yeah. You should say it if you feel like you need to say it, but you should think twice though before saying something. Do you need to say that? Is it really that important? So I'll tell you about it later, Emily. I'll tell you about that. I'm not talking about that in here, but yeah. Anyway, but so I'm gonna go to the gym shortly, but sometimes people need to learn to just move on when they've been done wrong and just be happy and okay. Forgiveness is key. I mean, I get that, but also like, I just don't want to feel like people are gonna like go on and to hurt other people, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can talk about moving on, but then what if that person, if you know, it's like, I'm not saying you should hold grudges and all that, but it's like, I'm more bothered that someone could go and hurt others. You know, what if someone, you know, doesn't deal with it so well? You know, there's all sorts of things that can happen, right? There's some people who are like narcissistic and abusive and whatever, and then they go on and then someone unalives themselves over it. You know, things are dark, you know, and it's like, it's just like, are you going? Yeah, I'm just staying on a few more minutes. Yeah. So I get what you're saying, but it's like, I suppose there's one of those things where you can't control that. You can't stop certain things from happening. That's the thing of like wanting to try and control everything, wanting to make sure like they don't do it to anybody else. But there's only so much we can do. I kind of feel like if someone, you know, intentionally puts someone through shit, they should probably be put in jail for some time. I don't know. If someone's emotionally abused somebody, like, nothing usually happens. I guess it's hard to really prove some of these things, but it's like there's, yeah, like it's just, I just feel like there's not enough like repercussion for people who fuck with people's lives, you know? There's just not enough deterrent, I guess. They could say that we should be more focused on trying to prevent these things from happening by mental health and stuff like that, because usually people who do fucked up shit have got their own issues. But you know, it's just a fucked up world is kind of how I see it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat things, it really is. It's like, you know, I think most people have been through some kind of mental health shit in their life. Yeah, but it's like, you know, there's a lot of evil in this world, and people become, you know, people get kind of tainted by all this evil and all this bitterness. I don't know. We can't just ignore it all. People say, oh, just ignore all the bad. So I was talking about this in my video that's coming out later. But yeah, I just haven't got around to releasing it yet, but I was going to put that out earlier, but I was messing around with it and trying to do something with it, but I couldn't really do much, so I'm just kind of going to leave it as it is and put it out later. What you say, did somebody steal what you're saying? Don't know what you mean. I don't know, but I don't know, guys. Just kind of like, yeah. It's like we can change our perception, but then, to me, that's just delusion. Perceiving the world as a beautiful place is just a delusion. It doesn't change all the evil things in the world and all the horrible things. Some people just want to live in their own kind of make-believe thing, where everything's all peace and love. It doesn't exist. No, don't play rugby, no. It's like, yeah, I want to believe that the world is a beautiful place and all. In my experience, there's far too many things that tell me otherwise. You know? So it doesn't come from a place of like, you know, I want to see bad things. I don't. I want to see good in the world. I want to see positivity and all that. But there's far too many things that tell me that there's a lot of bad in the world. I feel like everybody, given the right circumstance, is capable of evil. Like, if pushed to the limits, almost everybody would probably do something evil. Not saying that all of you would do evil, but there's certain circumstances that brings out some like animalistic instincts in people. I'm not saying you should be a victim, of course not, but it's like, it's about, I just feel like we shouldn't just like, I don't know, like, the world is not all this beautiful sunshine and rainbows place that some people want to make it out to be. There's a lot of heartbreak and misery and despair. And, you know, it's horrible. And I see, like, animals tearing each other apart for food because they have to, you know? That's their instinct. They need to eat, so they'll chase down another animal for food. You think to yourself, This is kind of fucked up, really. This world is really just but you know, it's just, I don't know, like, I just feel like by ignoring the bad in the world, we perpetuate it. Some people think it's the opposite, but I think we have to shine a light on all the bad. People want to shy away from bad, and then that's why it persists, I believe. Like the toxic positivity thing I talk about, where it's all positive, no negative. We have to just kind of bury our head in the sand. Well, that's like wishful thinking. It's like I want to believe that we can manifest whatever we want, but there's only so much that we can do. We can only affect our own life, and there's only so much we can even do about that, because everyone's got their own circumstances. Like, what if someone gets the limbs blown off? They can't just manifest the fucking limb back, can they? There are things within the realms of, you know, limitations that we have, basically, that we can only do so much. The hell are you on about? We've got vegan Christianity. So I'll ask you this: why did God put animals on Earth to tear apart? You know, if you're going to be a vegan and a Christian, why did He put the animals on Earth to tear each other apart? And why bring about all this suffering? Is God just as bad as the devil or something in that case, or something? Because if they say the devil exists, then it's like just none of it really makes any sense to me, all that religious stuff. But I mean, I can take some bits from religion, from different texts, in terms of like Ten Commandments and things like that, and you know what I mean. There is certain gems of wisdom, I guess, that the 6'6" dude, hello. What are you, God? Why should you care? What do you mean? What do you mean, why should I care? This is what I mean. I just end up getting into arguments all the time. I come on here and then it's like, you know, I just kind of be and just put out my thoughts, and it ends up like turn into argument all the time. I don't know, because you're always going to have different people, different opinions and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. But is the ritual of communion spirituality vegan? I don't know. Why wouldn't? I mean, it depends on what happens in the rituals, I guess. If it involves eating animals and stuff, then no. Hello, Jake. I don't know, guys. Just kind of like, I don't know what to even say. I don't know. I don't know what was you even saying in the previous stream. I mean, but any bullshit, you're just going to get kicked out, you know? So yeah. Anyway. I don't know. Well, just don't even mention it, you know? You go, just go. I'm okay. Yeah, I'll survive, you know. Yeah. I don't know, just whatever, you know. Whatever. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna do a gym session, so yeah. I might put it onto TikTok because I don't know if I could do it on YouTube really, because I don't know if, with the copyright and stuff, but hello, yeah, I'm gonna do a gym session, but I'll cut it off and then come back on TikTok probably, do it on there, but yeah. Well, at least it's getting a bit lighter now, isn't it? But yeah, a bit of like sun trying to come out now, but it's been a bit iffy. 1 minute it's just like raining, and then next minute it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be getting that video out later, but just kind of like, yeah, it's I don't want to sugarcoat things, you know. Some people might say it's negative, but I just see it as being realistic. I'd rather be realistic than just pretend everything's fine. But how are we supposed to make a better world if we just kind of ignore all the problems? It's like, yeah, I want to believe that we can just, you know, envision a better reality and just make that happen, but we have to actively make it happen as a collective, but, you know, and it's like, yeah, like as an individual I can't really do anything about it, you know, it's just shit. I'm in the UK. Yeah, I'm from the UK. Where are you from? I'm getting off in a minute, but I don't know. There's not got much else to say on here, so I'm about to get going. Yeah. No, I'm going to the gym. Alright, I'll see you all later. Bye.